Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Happy SLP. Today I am back with another interesting topic. Mainly it's for the parents, and I also feel it would help the students who are pursuing speech language pathology currently. Before starting with the topic, let me just remind you all, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do, so that you can stay tuned with the upcoming videos as well. Let us move on to the topic. Today, we'll be seeing what is speech and language disorder. And some of you might be thinking, isn't that same? Let me explain. Speech and language are different, but often they are used interchangeably in a casual conversation. But when we look in the context of communication disorders, it is important to understand the differences between speech disorder and language disorder. What happens often is that since many parents doesn't know the difference, and if a child hasn't started talking properly, then what they think is that my kid just has a language delay, or he is just a late talker and he or she will pick up eventually. Let us just wait for a longer time. So this is a misconception by all of the parents. Finally, they will realize at a point of time it was not a language delay, but rather it was a speech disorder. You all must keep in mind that earlier the intervention, better would be the results. So it is important to know the difference between speech and language disorder. So my topic for today would be that, and I hope this would help you in identifying what exactly is your child's problem. And if your child have any of the issues that I will be discussing further in this video, do not waste time thinking your child would pick up eventually, but rather take them to a speech language pathologist or a speech therapist near you and find exactly what the problem is. And if ever they need further interventions, do initiate the therapy as immediately as possible. So in that way you can help your child a lot. So let us see what is speech. Speech is how we say the sounds and words, and it includes three major categories. The first one, articulation. Articulation deals with how we make speech sounds using the palate, teeth, lips and tongue. For example, if I need to say the sound P, then I have to close my lips, and then while opening, I release air in an explosive way and then make the P sound like P. Or if it is K, then I have to move my tongue back and then make the sound K. So only with the help of the articulators I can do that. Suppose if my tongue doesn't move properly or move up, then I cannot say a variety of sounds that require my tongue to move and touch the upper portion of mouth or the palate. The sounds like L, R and all comes under that. So all of such issues comes under articulation disorder. The second one is voice, and voice deals with how we use our vocal folds and breath to make sounds. Our voice can either be loud or soft or high or low pitched. So we also can hurt our voice by talking too much, yelling or coughing a lot, and that will lead to voice disorders. So the third category is fluency, and this shows the smoothness or rhythm of our speech. So we sometimes repeat sounds or pause while talking, or some people add fillers like like that. And people who do this a lot may stutter, and that's what we call stammering. For example, if a boy wants to say table, then he might say as table, and that means he has stammering. So all such fluency issues comes under this category. So that was the three categories that comes under speech, articulation, voice and fluency. Now let's move on to language. What is language? Language refers to the words that we use and how we use them to share ideas and get what we want. Language includes expressive language or language production, which is the ability to convert one's ideas into language forms and symbols. The other, known as receptive language or language comprehension, is the ability to understand the meanings that others have expressed using language. People commonly express themselves either by speaking or understanding others' meanings by listening to the speech. However, language can also be expressed and understood in other ways, for example, by reading, writing and also signing. Having trouble understanding what others say is a receptive language disorder. and having problems sharing our thoughts, ideas and feelings is an expressive language disorder. It is possible to have both a receptive language disorder and an expressive language problem. So moving on to the language and speech disorders, when a kid is having trouble saying sounds or stutter when he or she speak or have voice problem, we have a speech disorder. In the other side, if a child finds difficulty to understand or express language, we say we have a language disorder. So if you want to know what are the normal developmental milestones of language, you can refer back to my previous video when babies talk. I have put it up in the description below and you can always refer to it. A child can have either problems with one or both. So let me tell you about 4 kids and their condition so that you will easily understand. So the first case, Rahul, is an 8-year-old boy. And it is very difficult to understand him when he talks, as he hasn't achieved many sounds like k, g, l and all. But he can understand what others say. So whoever hears him doesn't understand anything. So he might say wet for red, tit for this and all. So we can say he has a speech delay because though he has crossed the normal age range of achieving those sounds and still he hasn't learned it. The next case is about Sarah, a girl who is 7 years old, and she takes a long time to convey things to others, and that is because of her constant blocks and repetition. And she sounds like this. If she wants to say ball, she says it as ball. So it shows she has stammering, which affects the smoothness, and again it's a speech disorder. So the third example is Reena, who is a 3-year-old girl, but she is not able to address either her dad or mom, and she can't call them daddy or mommy, even though she knows them. She only still produces the babbling sounds like baba, bibi, boo boo. So whenever she tries to talk. So we can say she has an expressive language delay. And the last example, Tom is a boy who is 4 years old. And if you show a book and ask him to show, Tom, where's apple? He may not be able to show it to you because he has no understanding what an apple is. So he has a receptive language delay. All of these kids have trouble in communicating, but the issues are different with each kid. Few of them have speech disorder where articulation, fluency or voice is affected, and in other case they have language disorder where they will have receptive and expressive language delay. Now, you might be wondering whom I must show. Speech language pathologists or speech therapists are the professionals who work with people who have speech and language disorders. We work in schools, hospitals and clinics and may even be able to come to your home. So if you can't find a speech therapist, you can always message me and let me know. I will try connecting with the nearest SLP as possible. So I hope this video was helpful. So please do subscribe to my channel and also share among your friends whom you think this would help. You can always contact me, ThehappySLP, either via comments or through my social media accounts, Facebook or the Instagram. And all the links I put below in the description. And if you have any concerns or queries regarding the speech, language, hearing and swallowing issues, do let me know so that I will try my best to help you. And until we meet again in another video, stay happy and much love. Hannah, the Happy SLP.